Let's see what this is. I don't know, man. That's what I thought they did. They brought back the honor system.
I think this video is probably going to upset a lot of people, but I want to get this information out there. How bad are the PvP vendors? How bad is the PvP gear in Shadowlands? How grindy is it? How is the BG gear compared to the arena gear? What can you expect going into Shadowlands for PvP gear?
Take your mouse and click the button, won't you subscribe to me? LockOutz providing the content that you see. I'm visually stimulating your mind, 1 minute at a time.
What I have here is a spreadsheet showing you all of the desired PvP stats for all classes and specs. I even included prot specs in here, even though, what's currently on the Conquest vendor. This is the arena vendor. This is the highest tiered PvP gear that you can get in the game through Conquest, so rated battlegrounds and rated arena that you can rank up. This is different than the BG gear, and I'll talk about the BG gear in a second and what the issues are with that. It's not good. So when you're looking at this, let's say you're playing a
Wait a minute. Who is the fucking people that is making up these fucking systems for PvP? Who is the development team that is in charge of this? For the last 3 expansions, they have sat down and they have fucking conjured up ways to manipulate the fucking PvP community to not be a PvP fucking community. Who is the fucking people that sit down and fucking is like, you know what? We're gonna fucking make these guys go in there and... I don't give a fuck what anybody says, dude. When you play World of Warcraft and you're playing PvP, it is by far the most stressful that you will fucking have in the game. I don't care if you're mythic rating or if you're running 25s and 30s and fucking keys. It does not equate to fucking arena or fucking rated battlegrounds. I don't care what the new player wants either, Drex, you know what I mean? No offense to what you're saying, Drex. I understand what you're saying, but I don't care about the fucking new player. We're not here to cater for the new player. And the thing that this is doing right here, this system, is really fucking up the new player's aspect of PvP. Because he's going to go in there and he's going to feel unrewarded if he does try to push the fucking content. And then these motherfuckers, dude, why don't they just implement, you go in there, if you win, you get an X amount of fucking points. And if you fucking lose, you'll get X amount of points. So even if you lose, you'll still gain. It'll just take longer for you to fucking be able to rank up. So even if you are losing, you still will progress if you stay consistently playing the game. And then after you hit your marks, you go and you buy your piece of gear, and then you'll reset your marks and you'll go and, go for your bracers or your shoulder or something next. Who is the motherfucker that sits down and is like, we're going to have a battleground set, we're going to have a rated fucking set, we're going to make it to where this is going to be all, this is all RNG bullshit again, man. Blizzard ain't about that PvP life, but every single game that Blizzard makes is PvP. Every game, including World of Warcraft. This is the beginning of where fucking PvP was invented, was Blizzard. With the MMOs and the battlegrounds, that's where PvP started, was right here. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be 50% of the game should be PvP. You should have a choice. If you want to go play World of Warcraft, you could play PvP. If you want to gear up through PvP, this is the way that the scaling system... There is no scaling system. It shouldn't be a scaling system. It should be if you didn't put in the fucking time and you didn't earn the rewards and you go into fucking a battleground, the guy that's been in there and has the gear should fucking delete you, whether or not you're a good player or not. You should go in there and take your fucking L's and get your ass whooped 82 times like I did before you start getting your fucking pieces of gear to start being able to compete with us. That's the way that it should be, man. I remember when a guy used to run past you and you'd stand on the steps of Stormwind and they would inspect you and they'd be like, damn, dude, good gear. And they would realize that you put in the fucking effort to get that gear and that you were a top tier player because you were geared that fucking way. Today's day and age, it's all fucking RNG, and a 1500 guy can be a 2000 fucking geared player.
Mage, for example. Every mage spec wants haste versatility. Well, these are the
I want to know who it is that sits down and figures this shit out. Like, this is going to be great. They'll love this.
There are no cloth haste versatility pieces.
Yes, exactly, Drex. Nothing felt more rewarding than knowing, hey, that's a noob. That guy's in there under-geared. We're going to fucking stick it to him, and he'll rage quit, or the motherfucker is, a PvP guy, and he's going to stick it out until he gets some gear. It's simple as that. You know what I mean? Simple as that. And when you get the gear, then you can sit up there, and then you can be battling each other. And when you're as geared as another guy, skill comes into play. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be rewarding ungeared, unfathomable, unknowledged, and people that have not put the time in. It should not scale down to where I shouldn't be able to 100 them. I should delete that motherfucker and kick him off my battleground. Straight up.
At all. None. There's one helmet, one shoulders, one chest, one gloves, one bracers. You get it. And these are the stats that are available. Here's the color key. There's crit mastery, helm and shoulders, haste mastery. There's for some reason a bunch of haste mastery.
So
here.
they've even got it. These motherfuckers have even sat down to where when you get the gear, you won't be able to stack full crit or full haste. You see how this is breaking down what he's saying here with the spreadsheet? So even if you were trying to stack full crit, the best in slot is going to be crit mastery, haste, and you're going to have a mixture of every fucking thing. You can't even stat stack anymore. Is what they're the way that this is broke down. How he has this is that you're not able to stat stack.
And then some classes have like no haste mastery. There's actually a ton of haste mastery in general, but there's no haste versatility options for cloth on this vendor. If you look at plate and you wanted to play an arms warrior or an unholy DK, there's one helmet with haste versatility and that's it. Now you do have your neck, your cloak, and your rings, but those are universal amongst all classes. Hey, these are all of the options you have for gearing. If you wanted to play a monk and you wanted verse mastery, there is one. There is one verse mastery item for leather. But you look at leather for haste versatility, there's 3 options, where cloth has none. So amongst the armor types, it's not even. To be honest, and I'm not saying this in a mean way, it really feels like these are just completely randomized stats. Like they just like RNG, like a number generator, and just spit out a bunch of stats.
Who was the fucking guy that sat down and came up with this shit?
Some classes have no crit haste.
Who was the fucking guy that said, you know what, we're gonna do this? Let's see if they catch on to it.
Have some, and I also want to talk about the stats in general that are on this vendor. Recently, someone commented on my last video, and I want to put it up here on screen. I'm not calling this person out. I really don't care. I just want to use this guy's opinion because I think it's a great example. I don't want any division between the PvE and PvP communities. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to do types of content that they don't enjoy to feel optimal. I think small, minor crossover is great. If you need a trinket that comes from the raid, I have no problem going to go do that. I mythic raid now anyway. But for the majority of players, a lot of people that I talk to quit this game because of the PvP gearing in previous expansions.
Shadowlands is the first expansion I did not fucking push any rank content. I refused.
B.F.A. Right?
Or B.F.A.
The guy in the comment
B.F.A.
essentially said that, oh, like hardcore raiders have no problem doing PvP. PvPers should suck it up and do mythic raiding essentially. First of all, not everyone's a hardcore raider. Not everyone is a
hardcore PvPer. Yeah.
It's just the content that they enjoy. Maybe they log on for 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day.
And motherfuckers have lives. Not everybody could sit there and grind WoW for 11 hours a day, 7 days a week, and put 77 hours a week into fucking World of Warcraft. And then look at a guy that works 40, 50 hours, that's got 3 fucking kids and trying to pay fucking rent and shit. And then as he unwinds and is playing World of Warcraft, and he's away from his kids for 2 hours, he could sit there and zone out in World of Warcraft, but he can't because he's got to do all this other fucking shit. And then if he does get a piece of gear and he does feel rewarded away from his actual fucking real life, he'll just quit World of Warcraft because it's not even rewarding for the fucking guy and shit. Not anybody can fucking put that kind of time into the game, dude. Like I have fucking not lost, but because of COVID and shit, I'm putting a lot of money into my effort into fucking streaming and content creation right now, just simply for the fact of if this don't work, I'm pretty well fucked. You know what I mean?
They have a job, they have a life, they don't have time to do
See,
that type of stuff.
Exactly.
To feel optimal in the game.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about to feel like the best geared character in the game. We're just talking about to feel optimal. To feel like
I matter.
Is how it should feel.
I matter a little bit.
Nothing to do with that. But I want to further elaborate on this guy's point because I want to show you guys the issues here. So when looking at all of these are the options you have, right? For cloth, you literally have what, 8 options? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 options. Now, if I go over to this spreadsheet and I go to cloth, these are all of the items that are currently available in PvE for cloth. Look at how many options you have. You have 5 helms, 5 shoulders, 6 chests, 6 legs.
So Shadowlands is gonna be, why would I fucking produce all this time to push to get this gear and the gear is going to be subpar to PvE gear. So even if you do get PvP gear, it's not going to have a stat increase of something that's going to benefit you more by having that PvP gear on equipped to you in a PvP scenario versus all these other options for PvE gear. So Shadowlands is going to be full fucking out PvE. Because everybody is going to be pushing PvE content so that if they do go play PvP, they will have the best of the fucking best gear with a higher probability of the drop rate. So that everybody will be running PvE content. What would you play PvP for 1 in 5 odds to get something to drop when you can go run PvE and get this? This does not make a lick of fucking sense. I mean, there was a such thing as PvP power on the PvP gear. You know, your spells were all tuned down in PvP, and then all the PvP gear put PvP power on you, and when you had full sets, you were pretty well fucking stacked up. I don't understand why they would do this. Who was the guy that sat down and said this is great?
Then you have total for cloth and PvP. I mean, come on, guys. This has nothing to do with trying to make PvP gearing overpowered or the best possible gearing in the game. I just think it should be fair. I mean, it's just not fair. This is wrong. The stats don't even make sense. It really feels like, and I'll get to this in the BG portion as well, but I want to mention this now. It really feels like that they want to incentivize, and at this point, if you're cloth, if you're plates, if you're, you know, a monk, there's tons of examples I could go through. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. If you're one of those classes, you're essentially forced to PvE if you want to PvP. Otherwise, you're just going to suck in PvP.
Before he even says it can get there, I can look at the spreadsheet and almost fucking know instantly what the fuck has happened with the game. Before he can even break it down, I can look at it and see. I'm already read it. I already know what happened. I already know what they've done here to the game.
PvPers to partake in PvE, but they're doing whatever they can. Maybe after Blood of the Enemy, whatever they can to.
I wonder if Blizzard's trying to write off World of Warcraft, bro. I wonder if this is going to be the last one.
You're okay with it one way, but not the other way. It doesn't make any sense. I don't think that PvP gear should be the best gearing in the game, but it should be somewhat equal. I also want to mention that if the intention is to not make PvEers feel compelled to PvP, why do you put these stats on there? Haste mastery.
What's up, Echo? How you doing, buddy? I got a stream deck.
Haste. These are PvE stats. These are desired PvE stats for a lot of classes. Crit verse for some classes as well. I mean, nobody wants this utility in PvE against tanks.
Oh yeah.
And even then, it's like
it's about to go down, baby.
From somewhere else, and not to mention, and we're gonna get into the BG portion of this video, that in order to acquire these items, it's going to take you 1 to 2 weeks. I'm sorry, at best, 1 to 2 weeks at best to acquire one of these items. It's not like you can go to this vendor and just literally buy everything, or you can go do a dungeon, or you can go do a raid, and you can acquire multiple items per day. People can trade you items. You can get traded items, and you can acquire multiple items in a single day. I know they recently changed dungeons and you get 1 item per dungeon, but still, you can get multiple items in a day. At this rate, it would take you 1 to 2 weeks. Now, for some of you that were excited about BG gearing, someone did an amazing thread here, and I want to go over it, and I did validate and go through some of those numbers based on what's currently available on the
That's a good face to be frozen on.
Essentially, this guy calculated how long, if you don't know this, the gear that you get through Conquest and Honor, you rank it up. You go to this guy, you put it in there, you spend extra honor, and it levels up the item. It increases the item level, as you can see here, rank 1 all the way through rank 6. Okay? This guy calculated it, and with the current honor values, even if this gets tuned a little bit, the current honor values to get a full set of rank 6 gear, which
my
is
camera's all fucked up.
90 item level, which I think Mythic 0, base Mythics, which people will be doing the first day. People are going to be doing the Mythic 0s the first day of launch. A Mythic 0 drops 183 item level. Rank 6 BG gear offers 190. Do I think BG gear being at 190 is a fine number? I actually think that's okay. But the fact that you have to rank it up 6 times to get to a level that's adequate to Mythic 0s, I think is outrageous. And if you were excited to gear through BG, well, guess what? You better start doing a lot of battlegrounds, because this guy calculated it, and with his math, at an average of 15 minutes per BG with a 50% win rate, you're going to have to do 627 battlegrounds to get a full set of rank 6 mythic 0 gear. That equates to 156 hours of BG time. Not total time in the game, BG time. That's 6.5 days straight, 24/7 of BGs to get a full set of 190 gear. I mean, I don't know what to say. You know, I just feel like when I look at this and all the options that are available, I know not every combination is available through PvE because of the removal of Azerite. Your shoulder slot is now something that you have to equip onto that has stats. You have to get a cloak now and a neck. I know you're not going to have every combination, but you have multiple options to choose from for better itemized stats. You can choose stats that are closer to what you want, and in general, you might not get like 1 to 2, maybe 3 items. If you're looking at this, you're getting 0 cloth items with haste verse, 1 item for verse mastery, 1 item for, you know, haste verse plate. I mean, it's just it's honestly, it's just laughable. I don't even know. I'm not even like, I'm just shocked. I'm not even angry. I'm just literally shocked.
Dude, I'm
this
shocked,
is the system
bro.
that we have. And it feels wrong, dude. It feels
out of all the PvE gear, this is all that you get. That's it. That's it. That's all that there is. That's it. You have 1 option for plate, 1 option for your shoulders, 1 option for your chest, 1 for your bracers. You got 1 option each. One option for each fucking slot. Oh my god.
For me, for promising these vendors.
Yeah, that's what he said. 2 weeks for
someone that
no, not for a set. 2 weeks to acquire 1 piece. 1 to 2 weeks to acquire 1 piece. To acquire 1 piece.
Take your mouse and click the button, won't you subscribe to me? LockOutz, providing the content that you see. I'm visually stimulating your mind, 1 minute at a time.